Hello guys, kumusta na kayo? I hope you guys are doing good, doing well with your studies. And of course, kinakain niyo pa din, ano? And of course, yung mga activities ninyo, first, don't forget to answer those activities. As I said, if you miss one activity, okay, your grade will become IP, okay? I'll be giving you IP kung meron kayong na-miss na kahit isang activity, okay? So, just take your time, give time to your activities, laboratory activities, or give time to answer those activities I gave you last time. All right. So we are about to discuss the last chapter of this course, which is on variables and data types. And then after this, I'll be giving the last quiz about this topic, and then your final exam. And then tapos na. And then I'll be waiting na lang sa mga requirements that you are to submit. Alright? So, again, as I said, for you to able to perform your activity or laboratory activity, you may use a clean sheet of paper. If you don't have a laptop or computer to use, okay, you may use a clean sheet of paper, just draw, and then just write your code below. Or meron naman akong binibigay ng mga format or templates, alright? And then, of course, you need to base your code or activity from the previous activities, just like your order form. Base it from your calculator. Ang calculator natin, diniscuss ko yan sa video. Na-discuss na din dun sa handout kung paano i-compute. Alright? Including the grading system or grading program. Base it from the order form and base it from your calculator. Ang calculator, just computation. Ang order form, may computation at tas merong nagbibigay siya ng string or nagdi-display pa siya ng string aside from computation. And nagbigay naman ako ng sample ng codes for nested if. Yun yung if you type RD, lalabas niya ang red. If you type any or invalid code, ilalabas niya invalid color or code. Okay? So that is the sample. Nagbigay na ako. So pagsamahin niyo na lang, gamitin niyo yung mag-isip pa kasi. Okay? Mag-imagine. So, in programming, hindi lang basta-basta basahin mo and then naintindihan mo na. You need to imagine. Alright? So, that is programming. So, come on. Let's start with this last chapter, variables and data types. You've used this before. Yes. Okay. And then, we need to discuss what is variable and so with data types. Alright? So, it says here in your handout, you often have to store values when you perform calculations with Visual Basic. For example, okay, you might want to calculate several values, compare them, and perform different operations. Okay, if you want to compare them, equal, or we will talk about the comparison operators soon, and then perform different operations. Ito yung plus, minus, yan, and then depending on the result of the comparison, you have to retain the values if you want to compare them. Okay? A variable has a name. Ito, mas maintindihan natin mamaya kung anong variable. So, a variable has name, the word that you use to refer to the value that the variable contains. A variable also has data type, which determines the kind of data that the variable can store. And a variable can represent an array if it has to store an index set of closely related data items. Okay, ito 'yon. Ito yung nangyayari. Kung ano ba ang variable kasi? If you want to store data on it, just like for example, you have your flash drive. Okay. If you want to store your photos here, okay, just store it. And then yun na yun. Okay? So, your flash drive is storage. Now, that variable, the same, is storage yan. Is storage while your program is running. Dun mo pwede isave ang data while your program is running. Okay? If you want to store your name dun sa variable, okay, pwede mong gawin yon. So, ang hawak ngayon ni variable ay yung pangalan mo. If you want to store the value, let's say 2 plus 1, okay, that is 3. If you want to store the sum or the result, which is 3, dun sa answer, pwede mong i-store yan. So, yung answer na yon, that is variable. Okay? And then make sure, meron naman tayo dito mamaya, naming convention. So, we will discuss it later on. Okay? So, that is variable storage while your program is running. Okay? So, a variable is a sign or a name that stands for a particular value in a program. It is a name. Okay? It also stores information while the program is running. It is stored, so storage yan ha, information while the program is running. Once you stop your program, it releases yung data na ni-store niya. It says here, while the program is running. So, pag close mo na yung program, wala na. Kung ano yung sinave mo dun sa variable, mawawala na. Alright? Variables are assigned with data type that indicates what kind of data it will store. Okay? Halimbawa dito, kung tignan natin sa mga samples natin na nandito. Dim answer as integer. So, this answer is your variable name. So, a variable must be declared with a type or data type. So, this is the data type, integer. When we say integer, whole number yan. Okay? Whole number. So, we will discuss kung ano yung mga data types later on. So, when we say whole number, ibig sabihin si answer, whole number lang ang pwede mong i-store sa kanya. Whole number lang ang pwede mong i-store sa kanya. If you declared answer as integer, hindi ka pa pwedeng mag-save dito ng A, B, C, D. Kasi integer yan. It says whole number. Okay? So that is the variable. It must be declared with a data type. Ang data type na yan, sasabihin niya kung anong data, kung anong uri ng data ang pwede mong i-store sa variable na yun. Sa variable na yun. Alright? So, how to name a variable? Pwede bang basta-basta na lang kung ano, ABC na lang na variable name? No. Okay? So, we have here the naming convention or how to name a variable. Okay? It must begin with a letter or an alphabet and may be followed by a combination of alphanumeric characters. So, I guess you have discussed this before. This is just a reminder, maybe, or yes, kasi na-discuss sa programming 1 ninyo. So, again, it says here, a variable name must begin with a letter. Just for example, address, letter A. F, name, letter F yung first. Hindi pwede ang one address or one name. No. It must begin with a letter. Okay? Hindi rin pwedeng hashtag number. Okay? So that is the first rule in naming a variable. It must begin with a letter. Number 2, the name of the variable should be indicative of the value it holds. It should be indicative. Okay? Kapag tignan natin ito, dim answer as integer. So when I read this, answer, okay, this variable must hold or store answers. So, dito ko pwedeng i-store ang answer. What if hindi siya indicative? So, limbawa, linagay ko dun. Dim ABC as integer. So, when I read ABC, ano kaya yung ABC na yon? Ano kaya ang pwede niyang hawakan? Ano siya? Okay? So, hindi pwede. So, the second rule says here, it must be indicated on the value it holds. Okay? So, gumamit ka ng variable name, okay, na nag-i-indicate or nagre-represent kung ano ang pwede mong i-save sa kanya. Kung age ang gusto mong i-save sa variable name na yon, you may use age as the variable name. Kung school, let's say, if Ifugao State University, you may use school, okay, or school name without any space, okay? So, pag nabasa ko, school name, this variable will store the school name. Alright? So, that is rule number 2. Rule number 3, must not contain any space. Okay? Wala dapat space yan ha. Or an embedded period. Or type declaration characters used to specify a data type. These are, yung mga yan. Yung mga special characters, tanggalin natin. Except for underscore. You may use underscore to separate. If you want to use, let's say, space. Okay? Instead of space, you may use underscore. Okay? To separate the words. Okay? Pero dito ha, wala dapat space ang variable name. Wala dapat mga special characters. Mag-e-error ang program. Okay? Yun ang rule. Okay? Why? Walang space kasi kapag naglagay ka ng space, iti-treat niya as two variables yan. So let's say, first and then space name. So iti-treat niya as iba si first, iba si name. Okay? So, pagsamahin mo. Pwedeng first name diretso or pwedeng first underscore name. Alright? So that is the rule number 3. And of course, special characters do not include. Number 4, must not be a reserved word that is part of the code like option, label, etc. Must not be a reserved word. When we say reserved word, okay, these are words that are included in your code. Just for example, we have here, do not use integer. Or let's say, dim integer as integer. Mag-e-error si integer. Kasi ang integer, reserved word yan. When we say reserved word, these are words that are already part of Visual Basic or yung programming language. Or hindi rin pwedeng gamitin mo, dim as integer. Kasi ang dim, part na ng Visual Basic or ng programming language yan. So do not use reserved word in naming your variable. You may use a user-defined word. When you say user-defined word, yung manggagaling mismo sa'yo. Okay? That is user-defined word. Again, no using of reserved word when naming a variable. Number 5, avoid using confusing letters or numbers such as 0 and letter O. Just take a look at this example. 1, then underscore 0. Phone, underscore num. Hindi ko matukoy kung alin kayo dito. Kung alin kayo dito ang 0 and then, nakikita naman natin dito kasi naka-Arial yata yung font na ginamit. What if dun sa programming language, hindi mo alam kung is it O or 0? So, confusing yung letter or yung letters or yung characters. So, avoid. Hindi naman siya bawal, pero avoid lang natin. Para ikaw, hindi rin lang ma-confuse later on. Okay? Number 6, the dash, although legal, should be avoided because it may be confused with the minus sign. Okay? Instead of first name, yung may dash na ganyan, use first underscore name or first name na walang space. Okay? Baka kala niya first minus name. Nagma-minus siya. Kasi 'di ba ang ginagamit natin to subtract ay less or yung minus sign. So pag ginamit mo first minus name, ang akala niya mina-minus mo, sinusubtract mo yung first dun sa name. Okay? So you need to avoid using minus sign. Okay? Or dash sign. You may use underscore. Okay? And then last, number 7, lessen the number of characters of your variable. The shorter the variable, the better, the more efficient the program will be. Just for example, we have here, int flight. Instead of writing international flight, you may use int flight. Alam naman na natin, that is int, international, then flight. Loc flight, location flight. Okay? So, yun yung mga pwede nating gamitin or i-rule natin in naming a variable. Again ha, number 7 says here, yung mahaba, although pwede, kaso mas effective ang shorter kasi nga, kapag makita mo kasi sa code, short lang. Hindi siya mahaba, hindi siya napakaraming basahin. So, that is, or those are the naming conventions for a variable. Or in naming a variable, we have here the following rules we need to follow. Alright? So, tapos na tayo dyan. So, that is a variable. And then, a variable, bago tayo pumunta sa constant, a variable, kung ano ang value ng variable, let's say here, let's say, okay, dim, x, then comma, y, as integer. Pwedeng ganito, okay, kung pareho sila ng value or data type, so you need to declare x, then comma, and then y as integer. So, pwede rin lang ganito, dim, answer as integer. So, you are declaring answer as integer. So, this is the variable name, x and y are the variable names, integer, data type. So, ibig sabihin, whole number ang pwede kong i-store kay x and y. Whole number din ang pwedeng hawakan ni answer. Okay? And then we have here assigning the value. Parang algebra lang yan. You're assigning a value. So, x gets the value of 4. You're assigning 4 to x. Now, what is x? Nandun siya sa kabila. Wala na. The joke. What is x? Or what is the value of x after this? So, the value of x is 4. Okay? What is y? The value of y is 2. Okay? So, every time natawagin mo si x and y, the value they will provide is 4 and 2. Okay? And then, we have your answer. Answer. Ito, calculator na naman to, ha? Answer. Gamitin na natin yung variable natin na answer, which is integer. Answer. Ibibigay daw natin yung value ni txt first num. Okay? Txt first num. Kung meron tayong txt first num, plus the value of txt second num. O let's say dito, hindi tayo gumamit ng txt first num. Gumamit tayo dito, x dito, x. Value of x and then value of y. So what is x and what is y? 4 and then 2. Plus 4 plus 2, 6. So si 6, ibibigay niya ngayon kay answer. So the output is 6. Whole number yan kasi integer. Okay? Now, kapag pinalitan ko yung x magiging 5, okay, ang output ngayon, ang answer ay magiging 7. Ganyan ang variable. Hindi siya static. Pwedeng mapalitan yung value. The value of a variable can be changed. Okay? As the program's running, pwede mapalitan yung value. So that is variable. Unlike constant, that the value it holds do not change during the program execution. Ano-ano kayo mga variables? Oh, yes, constant is also a variable, but to differentiate, meron tayong pangalan na constant. Ano-ano yung mga hindi pwedeng nag-change ang value? Pwede mong ilagay as constant. Okay. We have here, ang pi. Alam naman natin na si pi, nung elementary na ba tinuro ang pi? Nung elementary tayo tinuro, ang pi, ang value niya ay 3.1416. Nung nag-high school ka, same value ba? Ha? Hindi. 3.1417? Ay, iba na? Hindi. The same value. 3.1416 pa din yan. Alright? So, same value. Kahit tumanda ka pa, 3.1416 pa rin ang value ng pi. So, para maiwasan ang problema sa maging program, okay, you need to declare pi as constant. How? So, ito ang variable. Dim radius as single. What single? String. And then, have here, constant. Pi equal 3.1416. Okay? Ibig sabihin, the whole duration of the program, 3.1416 ang value ni pi. Kasi naka-constant yan. Hindi pwedeng palitan. Okay? Kapag papalitan mo dito ng value, mag-e-error. Kasi nga, naka-constant na yan. Ito dapat ang value niya, the whole duration ng program. Okay? So, that is constant. That is constant. In naming, the same, you need to follow the naming convention of a variable, but then, dun lang sa pag-declare, meron lang dito, const, instead of dim. Const pi and then the value, equal the value. So that is constant. Now, we have here data type. So as I mentioned a while back, that a data type indicate the value a variable will hold or must hold. Okay? Ano daw? Tama ba? Okay? The data type, sinasabi niya kung anong value or type of data ang pwedeng i-store kay variable. So again, if you say integer, pwede mong i-store whole number. Okay? So pag-aralan natin mamaya kung ano-ano yung mga different data types. Okay? So we have here, so data types are useful to define a type of data. Okay, wala pala. Okay? Data types are useful to define a type of data the variable can hold, such as integer, float, string, and others in your application. Visual Basic is a strongly typed programming language. When we say strongly typed programming language, you need to declare a variable with a type before you can use that variable. Hindi pwedeng gamitin mo si answer kasi mag-error. Hindi niya alam sino si answer. Kumbaga, parang tao, hindi kita kilala kung hindi ka nagpapakilala sa akin. Okay? Kahit sabihin mo, or hindi ko pwedeng tawagin ang pangalan mo kasi hindi ko alam ang pangalan mo kung hindi ka nagpapakilala sa akin. So, parang ganon. So, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin ang isang variable name kapag hindi mo na-declare with data type. So, you need to declare it with a data type. Strongly typed. So, it means you need to declare a variable with a type or data type before you perform or any operation on a variable, okay? It's mandatory to define a variable with a required data type to indicate what the data the variable can hold in our application. Okay, yun yung sinasabi natin kanina. Para malaman ng program kung ano kaya ang pwede mong i-store sa kanya. Number ba o letter ba or ganyan ba, may period ba or wala. Okay? Para malaman, kailangan din natin, yes, program yan. Pero kailangan din natin inform ang program kung ano itong variable na yan. Okay? Para alam din niya. Ang variable kasi, nagko-consume niya ng memory. Pag sinabi natin is integer, okay, konti lang ang storage na pwedeng ibigay sa'yo. Kasi integer ka lang. Pag sinabi mong long, okay, mas malaking memory ang i-allot ko sa'yo kasi long ang ginamit sa'yo. So, maaring mag-save sila na mas mahaba. Mas maraming data. So, yun ang ginagawa niya. Kasi pag hindi natin sabihin yon, what if kulang pala yung memory ng computer? Okay? So, para alam niya kung saan niya ibigay yung mas marami, yan. Okay? Mas marami memory while the program is running. Alright? So, we have here the syntax. When we say the syntax, we have here the rule or our basis on how to declare a variable with a data type. So, we have here dim. Dim stands for dimension. Then, the variable name, space, as, then the data type. So, yun yung sample natin. Dim, answer, as, the data type, integer. Okay? Then, aside from this, this is in Visual Studio, Visual Basic. Kasi sa iba naman. Ibang format or iba yung syntax nila. Okay? So, you may use this syntax. Dim, then the variable name, as, the data type, equal sign, then the value. Just for example, ito yung example natin sa una. Okay? And then, tsaka ka nag-assign ng value. Or let's say ito. Yan. Tsaka ka nag-assign ng value. Yung sinasabi ko kanina, ito yon. Dim x as integer. Equal sign 4. So, you declared x, this is the variable name, as integer. Okay? And then, at the same time, you assign a value, which is 4. So, what is x? Yes, it's integer, and the value is 4. Same through with y. Integer, the value is 2. So, pwedeng mag-assign agad-agad ng value. Alright? So, yun yung dalawang syntax natin kung paano mag-assign ng, mag-assign ng data type and then assign ng data type sa isang variable. Okay, we have here dim. It is useful to declare and allocate the storage space for one or more variables. One or more. We have here one or more variables. Yan. Okay, so that is dimension or dim. The variable name, na-discuss natin kanina, as clause is the declaration statement, allows you to define the data type. So as allow you to define what the data type or what type of data. Okay? And then of course the data type. And then the value, kung ano yung i-assign mong value. Okay? So we have here the different data types. Different data types you may use in your program in Visual Basic. So we have here numeric. When we say numeric, more on numbers. Hindi siya more on numbers. Numbers ang meron dito. Okay? So you may use byte. Let's say, dim x as byte. Byte. Byte na ganyan ha. So, kumbaga, ang flash drive natin, okay, ang flash drive natin may mga memory yan. Halimbawa, 2 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, 16, 1284, basta gasjay. Yan. Ang byte, okay, ito, ang 1 gigabyte, hindi ka pwedeng mag-store dito. Kapag 1 gigabyte, hindi ka pwedeng mag-store ng 2 gigabytes na data. Kapag 8 gigabytes, you are not allowed to store 9 gig or 10 gigabytes of data. Okay? So, yung kaya lang niya ang pwede mong store. Alright? So, in here, byte. So, byte can store the value from 0 to 255. Kapag 256 na, hindi niya kaya. Hanggang dun lang ang kaya niya. 0 to 255. Yun lang ang kaya niyang i-store kapag byte. Integer naman, it will store. Diba? Kapag 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, yan. So, itong number na yan. Negative 32,768 hanggang 32,767. Yun ang kaya niyang i-store. Okay? Pa-backward, pa-forward. Okay? Long, it can store these values. Basahin niyo na. Mas marami. 1, 2, ilan na to? Billion, million? Billion. Billion ba ang susunod sa million? Pasensya na, mamsin ako ng math namin. Yan yung long. And then, single, ganyan din, may computation yan kung paano kunin. Shortcut lang yan. Hanggang ganyan. Okay, double. Ito, you may use double. May period yan. May period. So, double ang ginagamit ko minsan kapag gusto ko merong 4.5, 4.37. Okay? Kasi ang integer, hindi ka pwedeng mag-store ng 4.6. Ang i-display lang niya na answer 4. Hanggang dun lang. Hindi mo pwedeng i-store ang 4.98. 4 lang ang i-display niya. Kasi nga, ang integer, whole number. Take note, it's whole number. So, if you want to store 4.97, use double data type. Double. Then, currency for money. Currency for money, may comma, etc. Now, we are done with numeric or numbers. We have here string. String, name, alphanumeric. You may store number, letter, etc. So that is a string. And then approximately 4 billion characters. When we say characters, ilang characters ang pangalan mo? Let's say Renz. R-E-N-Z. 4 characters. So ang string can store approximately 4 billion characters. Okay? So that is string. Date, if you want to use date, okay, it will store the date. The date today, the date tomorrow, the date yesterday, your date. Okay? Boolean. Boolean. Okay, so what is Boolean? It only store 2. Kulang pala 2. It's either true or false. 1 or 0. That's it. Hindi niya pwedeng i-store ang pangalan mo, hindi niya pwedeng i-store ang mga, let's say, sagot mo sa calculations. No. It's only true or false. It's Boolean. So when we say Boolean, it's only true or false. So pag meron kayo narinig, oh, it's Boolean. So it's either true or false. The result is Boolean. It's either true or false. So that is Boolean. Alright. So, those are the data types. So pag tignan pa natin yung mga examples natin dito ha. Yun, X and Y, the result is 6. So you may we have here dim, answer, X, Y. So what no. Hindi pa pala napakita. Yan. Dim, answer, X, Y as double. So we are declaring answer 1, 2x, then 3y. 3 variables as double. Ibig sabihin, may mga points ang mga yan. Point. Hindi siya fixed number or ano tawag doon? Integer. Hindi siya fixed. Yan. Okay? So, answer. You are adding a value to answer. So, saan niya kunin yung value? We have here. Hindi ko na change yung value. So, let's say x ito, then y ito. So, x, and then plus y. Let's say, kunin natin yung x and y dito. 4 and then 2. So, 4 and then 2. 4 plus 2, so that is 6. So, you are putting 6 to answer. Now, answer here is double. So, the result is 6.0. Unlike yung kanina, it's integer. So, the answer is 6. It's whole number. So, dito, since you declared it as double, the value is 6.0. Kahit walang lalagyan pa rin niya ng 0.0. Kahit hindi lang siya 6.25, 6.29, tsaka lalagyan. No. Kahit 0, lalagyan pa rin niya ng 0. Okay? And then we have here, okay, yun, dim x as integer, merong 4, agad-agad. So, the value of x is 4. Dim y as integer, the value is 2. Dim answer as integer. Hindi na naman napalitan ito. So, this is x, then y. So, we are adding the value of these two variables, x and y ha. Pasensya na dito sa txt txt first and second, hindi ko napalitan. Okay? So, 4 plus 2, 6. Integer kasi kaya 6 lang. Okay? Another example we have here. Ito kasi naka-fixed. Ito, yan. So, we have here, yan. Okay. A text box and another text box. The name of this text box is txtf name, and this text box, the name is txtl name. Importante yung mga pangalan kasi yun yung gagamitin natin sa code. Itong pangalan. Hindi mo pwedeng gamitin ang, baka akala mo, text box 1 ito or text box 2. Text box 1 ka ng text box 1, nag-error yan. Kasi ang pangalan niya ay txtf name. You need to use the correct name. Okay? Now, nag-type ako, Cardo. Nag-type ako sa last name, Dalisay. So we have here, dim, complete name as string. It means, this is the variable name, complete name, without any space. So I am declaring a variable na ang value na pwede niyang store ay string. Numbers. Special, alphanumeric characters. Okay? String. Approximately 4 billion. Okay? So, paano ko lagyan ng value? So, complete name equals sign. txtf name. Where is txtf name? Ito daw. That text. So, txtf name, what is the text inside of you? It's Cardo. Okay. So, ang lalagay niya dito, Cardo. Okay? And sign. May ganyan yan. May space dito, space. And, txtl name, where are you? It's here. Yan, ito. What is the text inside or written? In TXTL name, it's dalisay. So, cardo space dalisay. So, the output is cardo space dalisay. Kapag nag-change ito, halimbawa, let's say, Aliana. Pinalitan ko siya. Aliana, then the last name is dalisay. So, the output is Aliana space dalisay. Kung ano yung type mo doon, kasi yun yung code mo, ito. Okay? Yun yung magiging output niya. So, that is a data type, a variable with a data type. Alright? So, we are done with variables and data types. Now, we will move on to the operational values. Operational values naman tayo. Okay? Alam naman na natin ito, so kahit papyaw na lang. Ano? Operational expressions are typically used to manipulate data in computer programs. These are used to manipulate data. Ano bang gusto mong gawin sa data? I-multiply mo, i-add mo, i-divide mo, or i-combine mo, or ano bang gusto mong gawin? Okay, so these are the operational operators. Okay? They support arithmetic. So, isa-isahin natin mamaya mga yan. Comparison, concatenation, and logical. So, we will discuss arithmetic first. Okay, arithmetic. Yan, exponent, multiplication, division, return, integer operator, modulo, add operator, subtraction. Okay. So, for example, and then the answer. So, alam naman natin ito, power up. 2 power up. 2 power of 2. Tama ba? 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 power of 3. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. Yun. Okay, so this is exponent. Multiply, alam na natin. Divide, alam na natin yan. Divide, yes. And then, yung baliktad naman. Ito, pag ganyan. How about yung pabaliktad? Yung slant niya. Okay? It will return an integer operator. For example, 10. 10 divided by 3. Ito muna. 10 divided by 3. The answer is 3.33. Now, kapag binaliktad natin, yan. Okay? Integer division. Ang tawag actually ito, integer division. When you use integer division, again, as I said, ang integer whole number yan. So, when we say 10 divided by 3, it's 3.33. But then, if you use integer division, it's whole number. So, ito lang yung kinukuha niya. Yung first number. Never mind the point. Okay? Example, 15 divided by 5, it's 3. 15 divided by 2. Divided by 2, it's 7 point something. Okay? But then, if you use integer division, ito pabaliktad, it's 7. The answer or output is 7. Kasi nga, whole number, integer pa rin yan. Okay? Now, modulo. Mod. 9 mod 3. 9 mod 3 is 0. How? It's the remainder, actually. Remainder. 9 mod 3. Ilan ang 3 dito? Okay, bilangin natin ha. 1, 2, 3. May natira ba? Wala. So, it's 0. So, the remainder. 52 mod 10. Ilang 10 sa 52? Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's 5 actually. Yes, it's 5. 10 5s. Now, pwede pa bang isang 10? Hindi na kasi dalawa na lang, 52. So, the remainder is 2. So, the answer is 2. Okay? So, that is mod. Modulo. 7 mod 2. Okay? 7 mod 2. 1, 2, 3. Pwede pa ba ang 2 doon? Hindi. So, the answer is 1. So, that is modulo. Do not use calculator kasi iba yung output niya. Point something yung output niya. Yung hindi nagamit, that is the answer or that is the output for modulo operator. Okay? For mod 3, ilang 3 dito? 1. Ito, 1. O, parang elementary na tayo, ha? Pwede ba pa ang 3? Hindi na. So, that is the answer. Mod 1 yung answer. And of course, the addition operator and then subtraction or subtract operator. Alright? And then, we have here the following the same pa din, ha, yung rule. Exponentation, MDAS, then modulo. Kung magkasama-sama ang mga yan, nagsama-sama, yan. So, kapag merong exponent muna. Ito, asan na mga exponent dito? Yan. Exponent muna ang i-compute mo bago ang MDAS, bago ang modulo. So, ang pinakahuli dito ay modulo. Okay? So, alam na natin ito. Yes, alam na natin yan. Okay? Again, ha, you need to follow this order. Exponent muna. Kung merong, siyempre, kung walang exponent, proceed ka na sa MDAS. Multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Kung walang modulo dito, walang mod, meron ka bang nakita mod? Wag mong piliting mag-compute ng mod. Kung walang ang mod. Okay? Walang exponent dito, kaya proceed. MDAS lang ang ginamit dito. Okay? And of course, kung may parentheses, kasi PEMDAS yan, di ba? PEMDAS. O parentheses muna. Parentheses, exponent, yan. So, you need to perform the operators inside the parentheses before performing para ma-omit, yung parentheses. Okay? So, that is arithmetic. Next is comparison. Comparison. You are comparing. Okay? In VB, we have here, equal. Ito, this is not equal. Yung ganyan siya. Less than and then greater than. So that is not equal. Less than, greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal. Okay? May mga nalilito pa din yan. If you're using your left hand, left, okay? Left, less, yan. Less than, left. If you're using your right hand, okay, dun na sa left mag-base. Okay? And then, dito sa less than or equal, okay? Mas nauna ang less than symbol before yung equal. Wag yung equal before less than symbol. Kasi ang pangalan niya ay less than or equal. Hindi naman yan equal or less than. Okay? Mag-error yan. Again, the less than and greater than sign must be written first before the equal sign. In other programming languages, ang equal sign nila, double equal, ganyan. In C, Java, etc. So, dito sa the same. No, it's not the same. It's single equal. Ang not equal nila dito sa atin, dalawa, magkaharap. Less than and greater than. Sa kabila, sa ibang language, ganito siya. Exclamation and then equal sign. Not equal. Parang ganun. Okay? Let's, for example, let A, the value of A is 5, the value of B is 3, the value of C is 8. Okay? Bear in mind, the values. A is equal to B. Is A 5 equal to 3? It's false. So, in comparison operators, yes, the result is Boolean. It's either true or false. Okay? 5 equal B? False. A is not equal B. A, 5 is not equal 3. Okay, it's true. It's not equal. 5 is not equal to 3. Okay? B is less than C. 3 is less than 8. Tama ba? Okay, this is false. Tama pala, less than. B, 3 is less than 8. This is true. 8, C, is greater than 5A. This is true. B is less than or equal C. B, which is 3, is less than or equal 8. Okay, it's true. 5 is less than 8. A is equal C. A, that is 5, and then equals 8, false. So the result is Boolean. Concatenation naman. Concatenation tayo. Concatenate, you combine. Combine strings. You may use plus sign or you may use the and sign. Just for example, we have here A plus B. Okay, we have here A, Windows ang hawak niya, and then B, programming. So A plus B, ito, the result is Windows programming. Walang space. Kasi nga, walang space dyan. Dire-diretso lang. A plus, naglagay tayo ng string dyan, may space, yan, may space sa loob, plus B. So, Windows space programming. Ito naman, B, so programming yan ha, and, may space, and Windows. So, programming Windows ang result. Today is space and now. When you say now, ito ang now. It's September 24, the date noon, nung nagawa ito. Okay? So today is, this is the result of now. Okay? So that is concatenation. And lastly, we have here logical operators. Logical operators. Logic, again, the result is Boolean, and or not. And the result is true if both operands are true. So meron tayong operands dito ha. Operator, operand. Operator, kung ano yung ginamit mo. So kung anong ginamit mo sa both dun sa between those operands. Kung ano yung nasa gitna, that is the operator. Operands, yung sa magkabila. Hindi ka pwede mag-compare ng isa lang. What is the difference of this with this? No. It cannot be. Or it could not be. So what is the difference of this with this? Okay. You are comparing. Okay. So we have here logical operator. Operators. And. So it will only display true if both of the operands are true. Halimbawa, A is 5. C is 5. Are they equal? 5 is equal to 5. This is true. And C, okay, tignan natin. C is greater than B. C is 5 is greater than 3. That is true. So, true and true, the result is true. True and true, the result is true. So, that is and. True and false, the result is false. Again ha, kapag and, kapag silang dalawa ay true, the result is true. Kasi nga, why false? Why false dito? Kasi 6 is less than 7. That is true. 6 is equal to 9. That is false. Yan, false. So, true and false, kaya false. So, that is true. How about or operator? Or. Okay? The result is true if one of the operators is true or operands is true. Always true ang result kapag merong isa sa result or dun sa operand ay true. Tingnan natin. A, what is A? 5 equal to C. That is true. Ito, true. Or C is greater than B. C is greater than B, 5 is greater than 3, that is true. So, true or true, it's true. Kasi meron ng true eh. So, true. A equal to, is 5 equal to C. 5, true. Or, 6 equal to 9. False. Pero meron ng true. Yan. So, the result is true. Okay? False or false, the result is false. Kapag wala naman ng true, false na yung sagot. Okay? So, that is or. So, you will be using this. Marami kayong pwedeng panggamitan nito kapag gumawa na talaga kayo ng program. Okay? Not. This will negate the result. If the result here is true, or let's say we have here false or false. Diba sabi ko, kapag may true, kapag or dito, kapag may true, the result is true. So this is false. False, dalawa. Ito, false, false. The answer is false. So when we say not, it will negate. Babalik tayo lang naman niya yung sagot. False or false. So this is false. Not false, magiging true yung sagot. Kapag true yung sagot, magiging false. Babalik tayo lang naman niya. So that is not or negate. We have here a truth table for and then true. True and true, the answer is true. True and false, the answer is false. False and true, false, false and false, false. So again, ito, true lang kapag true yung dalawa. Or naman, ito. Kapag false pareho, yan, false yung sagot. Pero kapag merong true, true and false, true. Kapag merong true sa isa, kahit saan dyan ang true, the answer is true kapag or. So those are the logical operators. So we are done with the operational expressions. So we will be performing an activity regarding this. So we are done with discussing the variables, data types, and of course the arithmetic. No, not just arithmetic. The operators. So arithmetic, comparison, concatenation, and logical operators. So again, so yung mga napag-aralan natin you will use this or those soon during your when you do actually your actual programming or program. So we will be using those, alright? And then kung meron kang hindi naintindihan, as I said, again, lagi kong sinasabi dito sa videos natin na mag-ask ng question. You may PM me or just leave a comment kung saan na-post yung video or just send your message dun sa GC and then we will attend to your query as soon as we are online or pag nabasa ko yan. Ano? And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Charot. Joke lang. Hindi. Yun. So after this, I'll be giving you your quiz and then after this, your exam. So your exam covers all from chapter 1 until this. Hindi na natin diniscuss ang looping kasi wala nang time. Okay, wala na tayong time. Alright? So, again, if you have any questions, just raise your question. Right? And then, take good care of your health. Keep safe always. Paalam!